Today we're going to try to fix noise in this 2011 Ford Explorer. This vehicle does have a bit of a higher mileage, as you can see. And actually, I really can't complain. It just started making the noise about a month ago. I'm thinking it's stabilizer link bars loose, or maybe a ball joint. But I'm going to go for a drive, and I'm going to set you guys down in the footwell there, and maybe you guys can hear it. Here's the setup. Well, got my summer tires out. Might as well put those on while I'm here. And I'm gonna set up the jack. Raise the front end up, put it on jack stands, and take the wheels off, and take a close look at the ball joints and the stabilizer links. Gonna move these tires, give me some room to work around here. I can never remember the size of these things. Not a 18. Three-quarter. Just gonna crack them loose while the car's on the ground. I like to use a piece of wood, just so that it doesn't dent and scratch up the frame underneath. That's the only reason. And it gives me a little bit more height to raise the car with. But, I mean, do this at your own risk, because it could move on you. And because the driveway is a bit of a slant, I'm going to use this wheel chock to prevent it from sliding down the driveway once the front wheels come off the ground, because this is a front wheel drive vehicle. I guess I could have used the e-brake, but I don't use the e-brake very often, and I'm worried about it getting stuck in the on position once I release it. So I do it this way. Also, if you're doing this on asphalt, you should grab like a jack stand that has a flat bottom, so the legs don't sink into the ground, especially on warm days. guess my suspicions were right. this is the driver's side. And I was just looking around. I was looking at the bushing there. Looks like it's still intact. I was looking at the lower stabilizer connection there. Let's try to wiggle it around. It feels solid. And I came over here. I was going to check the ball joint, which is right there. I was just going to stick a piece of rod in here and try to raise that up. Then I noticed something up here. The stabilizer link has a rip in it, their upper connection, and if I move it, let's see here, I can get you close. I can actually feel it move. And that sounds exactly what it's, well, not exactly, but it sounds like the same sound that's inside the vehicle. So what I'm going to do is not just buy this side, I'm going to buy both sides and try that. And if that works, game's over. If it doesn't, then I'll have a real close look at the ball joints and that bushing back in there. So, order some parts and okay, so the parts on order. I'm just gonna spray some WD-40 on here, let it soak until the part arrives, which should be in a couple hours, and we'll take it off. I don't want to take it off now, just in case they don't it doesn't come up, it doesn't arrive. There, I'll let it sit. Okay, here's the part. It's a move, and part number is K75017. It's for the driver's side. I'm not sure if the passenger side is a different part number or not, but anyways, this is the driver's side. And got some tools. Now I'm going to tack the bolts to hold this in place. And I'll put you on this side. There. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. That is a 7/8. (15/16) too big. Looks like we have a winner. It's a 13/16. I'm not sure what that is in metric, but that is tight. Okay. Now I'm using this wrench to prevent the shaft from turning, because it's a ball joint right here. So as soon as this starts spinning, it's going to turn the whole thing. Let's see here. Come on. Let's see here. And this is a 10 mil. So as soon as I start moving this will hit the stabilizer bar and it will prevent that from spinning. So let's give it a try. You see, actually I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. To get more leverage, I'm going to use 2 wrenches together. That will give me more leverage, more torque, I guess you call it. There it goes. Perfect. Now the top one. Just gonna crack it loose. Yeah, just gonna crack it loose. Make it sound easy. There. That's quite the fancy nut. Now I'm starting to think this is original. So there's the rip in there. I can see in there it's dry and completely. Oh, focus. Oh, I didn't trust me. Take my word for it. I'm going to use some of this Loctite marine grade anti-seize. It's LB8023. Has no metal. So for areas even up here in the north where there's salt and during the winter time, this stuff does not. It just works better than the other regular anti-seize stuff. I'm gonna put lots on there. All right, it's gonna get noisy. Well, make sure you torque and spec. In my case. You want to make sure it's tight here, because this area here, every single bump on the road, this goes up and down. So you really want it to be tight. That's tight. Up on the top one here, you see this, and this line is for the anti-lock brake sensor wire. It's actually coming very close to this nipple here. And I looked at putting this on the other side of this bracket, but then the angle would be too steep. So for the rod. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this nipple this direction, and it should give me enough clearance to avoid that wire. You know what? And then a few days from now. Gonna leave it like that, and I'll come back and check it later. A couple days. Just gonna make sure that one's tight. That's my impact. She's on there. She's not coming off. Alright, I'm going to put the wheel back on, clean up my mess, and take it for a test drive. Okay, back in the car. We're going to take it for a test drive and see if the noise went away. Let's hope so. I'm going to just put you on the ground here. I'm not sure if you heard anything last time, but we'll shoot for it again here. Just almost home now, guys. I haven't heard any noise from before. That rattle sound, the knocking sound has gone away completely. So I think the wife's going to be pretty happy with this one. Okay, got the car back. The car ran perfectly, no noise whatsoever. The new part from Moog felt good. It felt like a quality part. I paid $45.30 for it. I looked at 3 different places, and that was the cheapest price for that part. You could probably do more research and find a cheaper one, but Moog is a pretty well-known brand of suspension parts, so I trust them, and I paid a little bit more for it, but that's okay. Back on the road, I'm happy. I'm sure the wife's going to be happy, and that's it. Have a good one.